am so excited. I am counting down the days until my brand new course launch. It's called Boost Your Emotional Health, Build Your Radical Self-Care Practice. This course is for women like you and will take you on a guided journey towards feeling more motivated, empowered, and calm so that you can show up for yourself and your family by building and sustaining a self-care practice during stressful times and beyond. Make sure that you join the VIP waitlist and get access to the course. Amazing VIP bonus once the course is launched. To share with you 3 steps that you can take today to cultivate a compassionate response and make sure that you switch off your fight or flight response or the survival mode and activate the relaxation response or move into the rest and digest mode, because that's where you can start building resiliency to cope with the stress that you're facing, and you can take wise decisions, right? Because you can start thinking clearly, and in other words, you start engaging with your stress or the threat that you may be facing from a place of strength rather than from reacting or from a place of shame and blame, right? And the first way, just talking about 3 ways to cultivate a compassionate response. And the first way that you can do this, the first step that you need to take is to bring awareness to the experience of that particular moment, right? So this works only when you start paying attention. That's how you bring awareness. And at any moment that you feel a surge of difficult emotions, and obviously if you're facing a stressful situation, if you're facing any kind of crisis or any challenge for that matter, both big, small, what happens is that you will, if you pay attention, you will notice a surge of difficult emotions. So there will be emotions of frustration, of anger, maybe disappointment, remorse, shame. All these are emotions that we want to run away from, that make us uncomfortable, right? But rather than criticizing yourself or maybe blaming others for feeling like that, it really helps to bring awareness to how you're feeling and then recognizing the suffering. That means pausing to say to yourself and acknowledging that I am hurting right now, right? I feel bad. Ouch, this hurts. Find your own words. Words are extremely powerful. So find your own words to acknowledge your suffering or how you're feeling in that moment, right? And you can also find ways of grounding yourself by using phrases like, may I be kind to myself in this moment. May I accept this moment exactly as it is. May I accept myself as I am in this moment. And may I give myself the compassion that I need. So if you want, you can write this down, because this can become your daily mantra whenever you're facing difficult emotions. So I'm going to read that out for you once again. May I be kind to myself in this moment. May I accept this moment exactly as it is. May I accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. May I give myself all the compassion that I need, right? So when you do something like this, when you bring awareness to your experience, when you acknowledge your suffering, you will find that these emotions start losing hold over you, right? That's the first step that you can take to cultivate a compassionate response to stress. The second thing that you can do is to practice intentional breathing, right? Breathing is something that you are doing all the time, right? Whether it's intentional or not, whether it's conscious or not, right? You're doing it all the time. It's something that is there with you 24/7, every second of your day. So it's an amazing and an extremely effective tool to activate your parasympathetic mode of your nervous system. In other words, your relaxation response to stress, so that you can switch off from the survival mode or the sympathetic mode of fight or flight and switch over to a more relaxed mode, which is in other words called the parasympathetic mode, right? What happens when you do this, when you use your breath to activate this mode of your nervous system, it's like that smoke alarm which went off in your brain, which sort of clouded up your thinking, where you couldn't think, where you couldn't breathe, where you were anxious, where your emotions were getting the better of you. You couldn't take decisions. You didn't know what to do next, right? Or you were worrying constantly. So all those things get switched off, and it's as if that smoke clears out, right? So, and as the smoke clears out, it's not that the situation may have changed for you, but it's just that you are now able to take decisions from a place of strength, right? You are able to take better decisions per se. So the thing I want you to understand about practicing intentional breathing is that you don't need to be a meditation expert. You don't need to have been practicing meditation to do this. Anyone and everyone can do this kind of breathing at any point in your day, and at as many times as you like. It's as simple as that. So you don't need to be a meditation expert or have been practicing meditation, even though meditation actually uses breath as an anchor, right, for this very reason. But that's not what this session is about today. So I'm going to just give you one very quick way of doing this. But before that, just again, breathing is a very, very powerful way to regulate your emotions, because it activates the parasympathetic mode of your nervous system, again, which is the relaxation response. You switch off the survival mode and you activate the relaxation mode, which is where all the healing and all the thinking, the clarity comes, right? And one of the easiest and one of the most calming ways of doing this, one of the most calming exercises that you can do is the box breathing exercise, right? And it's extremely simple. I'm going to sort of just take you through that, and you can do it whenever you need to, right? Whenever you're faced with difficult emotions, whenever you're feeling very stressed, overwhelmed, again, coming back to your breath and using it as many times as you like. So what is box breathing? Box breathing is visualizing a square box and breathing in and out to a count of 4, right? So this is what it looks like. So you breathe in for a count of 4, then you hold for a count of 4, then you breathe out for a count of 4, then you hold for a count of 4, right? And this is what you do on repeat mode. And you continue to do this till the time that you can feel yourself feeling more calm, more peaceful, and more grounded, right? So it's completely up to you. And again, just to show you how it will work, let me just take you through one whole box breathing. So it's like breathe in 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, breathe out 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. So let's do that once again. You can do it with me this time. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, breathe out 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. So again, you can basically keep doing this as many times in your day as you need to, and you will find that just by doing this kind of intentional breathing, you will notice that you are feeling less stressed, more calm, more peaceful, and more confident that you can deal with whatever challenges that you're facing. The third step towards cultivating a compassionate response is actually a mix of focusing on yourself as well as others, because a lot of us right now, as women, we naturally tend to be caregivers. So we not only take care of ourselves, of course, but we are also responsible for our children, our family members, our loved ones. And if somebody is unwell, of course, we are responsible for them too. So this is why this third part is very important, because often what happens is that if we are not careful, if we are not aware, then being caring for others deeply is really good, because that comes to us naturally and we need to do that, but we can burn out in the long run. And one way of figuring out whether you are feeling burned out or not is when you become resentful. When you become resentful towards the person that you're taking care of, it can be your child, it can be anybody else. I know that as a mother, I've been there. I have 2 kids, and I know that when I have not been taking breaks, or when it's been an extremely stressful time, and I have not really taken care of myself physically, mentally, spiritually, etc., I can make out that I have started feeling resentful towards my husband, towards my kids who are under my care, etc. And I know that this is a time. So it's like a wake up sign. It's like a sign for me to sort of calm down, to find ways to de-stress, etc. Right? So that is where you understand whether you are sort of moving towards burnout, when you start feeling resentful of the people that you're taking care of. These are people that you love, whom you love. And it may also be that you start feeling that you're indispensable, right? That you need to fix everyone and everything, but that's not true. And the reason that we tend to have this issue is because we become too attached to the outcomes. Because let's face it, we cannot really fix another person, right? Or another person, everybody cannot be fixed. And in terms of that, in the sense that they are not really broken, right? You can take care, you can hold space for them, especially if somebody else is going through a difficult time, but they still do not need to be fixed. And if we are called to take care of our loved ones, whether it's a family, friend, even a stranger, then self-compassion, right? Showing compassion for yourself allows you to care deeply without losing yourself in the process, right? So when we are with someone who's in pain, it really helps. It's normal to feel something called empathetic distress. That means that we are able to feel their pain, but we need to, it's how we have evolved to cooperate with each other so that our species has survived as a whole. But compassion is what allows us to hold this pain, hold this pain without drowning in somebody else's pain. That means compassion, and in particular self-compassion, allows us to tend to our own pain and find a healthy balance between self-care and caring for others, right? So that's where this third part is so important. So when we, and this prevents us from becoming too attached to the outcomes or start becoming resentful. Instead, we are able to be there for others and for ourselves when we need to, right? So taking even a small break in your day, in your schedule, can really help when you are starting to feel like this. So the first step that I mentioned towards cultivating a compassionate response was bringing acceptance to what you're experiencing in the moment. And I shared with you 4 phrases that you can use at any time that you're facing difficult emotions. The second was practicing intentional breathing. And I gave you an example of how you can use box breathing to do that. So you can use that at any time, again, that you feel the need to calm down and ground yourself and activate your relaxation response. And last but not the least, how you can care deeply without burning out, especially when you're caring for others, right? So again, self-compassion can play a very critical role in that. So in the end, you need to remember that compassion is a source of resilience, right? And you deserve compassion as much as anyone else in your world, right? And with compassion, what happens, you acknowledge and become more mindful of your struggles, and that gives you the strength to deal with whatever challenges that come your way, whether it's during very stressful times or even beyond, right? In fact, this is in a nutshell what I wanted to share with you today. And in fact, this is a very important area that I will be teaching about, talking about, and showing you how you can implement this in your day-to-day life in difficult times and other times as well, in my brand new course which is coming up next month, end of next month. It's called Boost Your Emotional Health, build your radical self-care practice, right? And the VIP waitlist is open right now. Make sure that you sign up so that you can get your VIP bonus when the course gets launched. Because make no mistake, self-care for most women in this world is a radical act, right? A lot of times we have to go against the norm. We have to unfollow a lot of conventional advice, right? So, and sometimes we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to maybe show up differently than we used to. So it's a radical act in that sense, right? So that's key here. So make sure that you sign up for the wait list so that you are the first to get all the announcements and the updates and also the VIP bonus as it comes along. Click on the link below to sign up for that.